everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Bradley Ellis.
Yo.
Michael Damiani.
How's it going?
Daniel Bloodworth.
Hello.
And making this all happen, Ian He. Ian, we're pink and white. This is definitely pink, right? Listeners, you might not... Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
I was just testing the things and left it on love and respect, apparently.
It was nice. Hey, I mean, we can have a pink podcast if we want to
Yeah.
this week.
Sure. I mean, we're fine.
Okay. Blood says we're fine. Let's start the Desire Index. We have 8 games in the Desire Index. We're adding 1 this week. The suggestion comes from a patron named Sigma.
Ooh.
Oh.
Pokemon Sword is the most anticipated game of 2019 on www.releases.com, and it's not on your list.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't
fun.
refute it. I couldn't say you're right.
I wonder how they track that.
Releases.com.
Yeah.
I
Is
assume
it-
members
.com
and they
is,
uninstall
man.
Yeah, like, is it
Yeah.
awareness? Because that game has a high awareness.
Raise your hands if you've heard of Releases.com before this moment. Ian, are you raising?
No.
Okay. Yeah. But it sounds cool. Anyway, maybe it's worth ranking Pokemon Sword. I'm curious where the panel puts something like this.
Oof.
Where? What's the oof?
Man, hot topic.
What a
That
Pokemon, game. This
stuff.
should be one of the most anticipated games of the year. It should be top 3.
Oh, yeah, they
easily.
always aren't.
A whole new Pokemon game.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of controversy around it.
The first console Pokemon game. Mainline.
Mm-hmm.
This should be huge.
Mhm.
What's going on?
Isn't this our Desire Index?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
us?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
our design.
That's why.
Why don't you desire this more,
Because I
Brad?
desire many more games over it. That's why. I got nothing against Pokemon, but I'm just more excited for other games.
Sure. Damiani, dig in, dude. You're holding yourself back.
It's been interesting to read about all the stuff. I mean, it started at E3 with the whole Pokédex situation.
Which
and-
is what?
Which is that, oh, look, there's all these Pokemon in the Pokédex, but unfortunately, the only Pokemon you're going to be able to bring in from other games is into Pokemon Sword and Shield is if they have a version of themselves in this game already, like Galar versions
Yes.
of that. So then people obviously got a little upset saying, but wait, my favorite Pokemon doesn't have a Galar version. Isn't this all this like Pokemon Home and stuff? Like, isn't it supposed to facilitate me bringing my Pokemon here? It's like, sorry, it's just a lot of work to make those Pokemon models. So naturally, people start coming out yelling at Game Freak, saying, you guys are lazy. Why aren't you doing that? And then people come to their defense.
Yeah.
And like I saw, the most recent thing I saw is like people need to lay off Game Freak. They're not even the ones who make the Pokemon models. It's like Pokemon CG Studio or something who does it with assistance from Game Freak. And they're their own dedicated studio that makes the models based on the artwork. And people are like, well, how does that change anything? Because now you have a dedicated studio for that, and they still can't hit those
They're
models.
outsourcing the character models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated conversation, and it's just interesting. I feel like no matter what, this is going to be one of the most polarizing releases
Yeah.
for Pokemon in a long time.
The way I would explain it is like a fighting game, right? You have your roster in a fighting game, and then the sequel comes out, and not all the characters are in the sequel. That's sort of expected.
Yeah.
Like Hakan's never coming back, and that sucks. But with Pokemon, I feel like they've just spoiled everyone for generations because there has been this expectance that when the new game comes out, I'll eventually be able to bring in all my old Pokemon up from even the Game Boy Advance era. There's been a way to transfer a Game Boy Advance era Pokemon into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is awesome. And so there's that thing that long-term fans are feeling a little disappointed. There's, as you said, the Pokemon Home app, which is you can transfer the Pokemon into that, but they won't be able to leave until a new game supports that particular unpopular Pokemon.
Yeah. It's just weird that they did a whole conference for Pokemon. That was one of the 4 big pillars or big announcements at that. And a lot of the MOs for a lot of the updated games in these popular Nintendo series have been everyone's here. Smash Ultimate, everyone's here. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all these great characters and stuff, like largest roster I think ever. Like these games coming out, just adding more and more, and now Pokemon's big time coming out on the console first, as you said, first console Pokemon game,
Yeah.
traditional Pokemon game. You're not gonna put all the Pokemon there? What? I think the expectation was set, as you said, and now fans are some fans are naturally disappointed and just voicing their displeasure with that.
Blood, what's your interest level in this game?
I mean, not crazy high. I've just never fully sunk into Pokemon. I'm always curious. been several that I've started, but never like totally completed a Pokemon, just because I get obsessed with dumb things like trying to catch everything in a region before moving on, and then at some point it's just like, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do that, man.
And then but on the flip side of it, part of that is looking at a small screen for long periods of time. So I do wonder if being on a console will kind of help fight against that. Mm-hmm. Because the most time that I did put into a Pokemon game was when I was playing Silver on a Super Game Boy.
Doing my best not to be critical of Pokemon, as I've promised in the past. It does seem as though the design of the game is not affected by going to consoles. In that it seems like this game could have easily been the next 3DS title. Not graphically, I know it looks better graphically, but I mean, even in scope, even that huge wander-aroundable area, it's not that big.
Right.
I don't think it is the leap that it potentially could have been, and I think that may be inhibiting some excitement as well. But it's number one on releases.com.
Yeah.
We know this game is going to do huge. We know that it's going to be in the top 5 best-selling Nintendo Switch games at the end of next year, by the end of next year, excuse me. And so I just, it's funny. It's funny that, this panel here is having a hard time mustering any enthusiasm. Ian, you might be more excited about this than anybody.
Yeah, I think that's just because I don't know any better.
Sure.
I've only played Let's Go, so yeah, I don't care that a bunch of Pokemon I've never heard of aren't in it. But the flip side of that is like I expect it to be like a 6, because to me, like, Pokemon games, they got it right the first time and haven't seemed to iterate at all. So I'm just excited to like be a part of it, but I don't expect them to like be good.
Okay. So based off our conversation with the panel, where Ian says this is a 6 at best, I think where we're ranking this is somewhere between Marvel's Avengers and Madden NFL 20. Like, does it go above, in the middle, or below those two games?
In the middle. I'm gonna actually play this.
Oh.
I haven't played a Pokemon since Pearl.
And you're not gonna play Madden?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Mahomes.
Sorry, Mahomes. Yeah, I bet everyone agrees with that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is this
I
like
think so.
It's a good
it's a number 7?
We're
so
just not very
we're just
sports
not Madden
focused.
big Madden players.
yeah, but we love superheroes, so it just could not top.
Madden will be
Marvel's
gone
Avengers.
next week, huh?
It will be gone next week.
So long.
For what it's worth, I desire this way more than Avengers.
Ooh,
Sure, yeah.
make
If
a
it-
case. Make a case for that.
Avengers looks dumb.
It doesn't look dumb.
It looks old and bad.
You know what? That's more precise.
And like, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I feel
that
like
they love it?
Avengers is still in this place where like I don't feel like I've really seen the game.
Yeah, me
I
too.
feel like they botched it,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Whereas we've seen a lot of Pokemon, we know what that game is.
What's funny is we wondered after Comic-Con if we'd be any more hyped for Avengers, and that is not the
Oh,
case.
sure.
Nope.
Yeah.
I did take a peek at the leaked footage, but I guess we're all going to see that by Gamescom.
Were you pleased?
I was not pleased.
just there.
Yeah. And I mean, bad news to fans of Desire Index. It's ending at 10. Once we get 10 games into Desire Index, it's over. As Blood just noted, Madden's going to be gone next week, so maybe we'll just add 2 next week. It is time for corrections. Begin corrections music, please. Regarding the sticky, sweaty controller rubber, right? We're all wondering why our PS3 controllers get sticky. It is humidity and oil. It also happens to Wacom pens, I guess. The tip is to use 70% isopropyl alcohol to clean it.
Alcohol.
Isopropyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isopropyl alcohol to clean it.
Still seems weird to me that it's specific to the PS3, but
I guess Ian got it on some Wii stuff.
Those Wii, like, I think we called them condoms last time. They
Yeah.
definitely got it.
the remote jacket, I believe, is.
In my experience.
Yeah. And so yeah, just I mean, our PS3 controllers that we have at Easy Allies could use this isopropyl.
Grody.
They could use it.
It's just classic rubbing alcohol, baby.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's rub it in. The rest of our corrections are all about Mortal Kombat. So Mortal Kombat Gold is Mortal Kombat 4 for Dreamcast. We just called it Mortal Kombat Gold
Oh,
for it to be
okay.
more special. Obviously, there are some differences, but that's MK4. MK3 only got 2 versions. The original and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Super Nintendo got releases of both as separated games, Mortal Kombat 3 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Other
But
platforms.
The regular is the one that had the sales numbers.
I think they included Ultimate in the regular. Last week, Brad and Damiani, we learned that Mortal Kombat 3 has sold more than Mortal Kombat 11 still.
What?
It's in the
Mortal
top
Kombat
3. 3, yes.
Wow.
Popularity.
It's X3
Dude,
and
Scorpion's
11
not in
top
that
3.
game. That's crazy.
He got into Ultimate.
Yeah.
I think he's there in Ultimate. Correct me next week again. Other platforms also got that, such as Genesis, 32X, Saturn, etc. MK Trilogy does not count as Mortal Kombat 3.
I didn't
Correct.
think it would.
No.
It's yet a brand new release that supposedly bring all characters from MK1, MK2, and MK3. Why supposedly? It did. And what released on consoles only, as opposed to MK3 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which are also being on arcades. So, Trilogy was just made for consoles.
Cool.
And I wonder if that's... Oh, I guess MK4 was in arcades, and then
Yeah, it was.
that whole franchise just stopped going to arcades.
What
after
was the
that.
one on N64 early? Not
That
4.
was Trilogy.
Okay, was it Trilogy?
Yeah.
All right.
And corrections music, please. All I remember is that it didn't quite work. You know, they used some old sprites from Mortal Kombat 1 in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and it would look gross. I think Motaro was playable. The Centaur.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that might be why it says supposedly, because I can't quite remember if he was indeed playable.
Sure.
I mean, it's hard to put a Centaur
He
in a
was
fighting
like
game.
half the screen.
Yeah. Later on, they just cut off his back half, and so he was just he just had the front half of a Centaur.
What?
But the tail whip.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the way to make it work with all the fatalities.
Man,
and stuff,
what a
you know?
weird time.
Yeah. Got an update. This happened mere minutes after finishing our podcast last week, in which we talked about Joy-Con drift. We learned through an internal memo that Nintendo will fix those for free in the U.S.
Nice.
That was a leaked internal memo. Nintendo has not come out and said we'll fix it for free publicly, but it is presumed that if you call them and say, "Hey, I want this repaired," they'll okay, yeah, just say
Don't tell anyone.
don't tell anybody about this.
Yeah, shut up.
For the record, I'm still not doing it until they
Why?
figure out a permanent solution.
Oh, okay.
It's just pointless to me.
They won't for a while. Probably not till
The
their
thing
next
I
system.
wonder about, though, something like that, Kyle, is if they figure out a permanent solution, will they even say anything?
I know, man. We got to rely on these leaked memos.
Right.
Thank you, memo leaker. That is, it's almost a whistleblower situation. You know, it's almost there. It's like, thank you for doing that. That was a good call, because now we know. Yeah, man, they won't say a thing. Not a peep.
Don't think they can see anything now, though, period.
Because of this court
Yeah,
case.
because under a lawsuit, yeah.
Lawsuit.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a
And
mess.
yeah, you're right. They'll probably just like quietly like revise the Joy-Cons. Like future versions, when they have a permanent fix, will just come out with the fix, and they just won't say anything.
Because there's no way,
Yeah.
with the amount of stock that are going to be flying off shelves, like, there's no way to know whether you have a fixed one or not.
It's interesting, right? I don't think they have a case to sue them today, but now that Nintendo knows that it's dysfunctional, can they still produce it? And I think that's where they might have like another case, or that's when they really have to take action upon it. Because they know now, and they can't pretend they don't know. We saw your internal memo, dudes.
We got you.
We got you. Do you remember my favorite way to start a podcast?
Game announcement.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
This week's game announcement. Garfield Kart. Furious Race.
wondered if
Hell yeah.
Now, this is a sequel to Garfield Kart.
Oh.
One of Kyle's favorites.
It will be coming out November 5th. It's going to be $30 US. That's
What?
not bad. Yep. Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
Damn. Can you be John in it?
I'm going to run down the whole roster, Brad. Brad,
Yeah.
we played this game with Jones. Let's play it with you.
Okay.
I'm going to run down the roster, and you say dibs or all yours. You're playing
Okay.
with a friend.
Okay.
Okay. Garfield,
Dibs.
Odie,
Dibs.
John,
Dibs.
Nermal,
All yours.
Arlene,
All yours.
Liz,
All yours.
Harry,
All yours.
Squeak.
All yours.
Okay.
The Triforce, the trifecta, and that's it, baby.
I had to look him up, Harry's pretty cool, dude. Harry is like dark, skinny Garfield. He's like the dark version of Garfield. He loves to eat birds.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like a scrappy
dark.
little dork. I
He's
want
a
to be him.
scrappy Garfield. Yeah.
I mean, it's realistic, but it's,
I'm
it's
so
for that universe, it's a little weird.
Pleased that
Yeah.
John's in there.
Yeah. John made it.
My question is, will they have banter if you have certain characters next to each other?
Oh, good question, dude.
Sorry, John.
I feel like probably not.
Yeah, I know. How cool would that be, though?
Garfield's voice actor from Garfield and Friends, best in the biz.
Garfield and friends.
Hasn't been topped.
Gosh.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, Garfield voice. This reminds me of the whole thing with the back in the 80s Ghostbusters cartoon or 90s
Yeah.
so when they complained the first Peter Venkman sounded like too much like Garfield.
It
and
is
not
the same
enough,
guy, right?
Yeah, not enough like Bill Murray. So they
It's funny because I always
recast
thought
them.
Garfield sounded a lot like Bill Murray.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
When did they recast
And
him?
then Bill Murray played Garfield. What?
That was
This is
funny.
weird. This is weird.
The real Ghostbusters. Yeah, there's the one voice actor for like I think the first season and some other episodes. Like I don't know where the cutoff is, but eventually they consulted with Bill Murray. Said, "Why'd you hire someone who sounds like Garfield instead of someone like me?" And they replaced
That is
Peter
not
Venkman's
cool.
voice actor in Ghostbusters cartoon.
And this was Bill Murray's doing?
Apparently, it had something to do with like his input.
Wow.
Wow. Come on.
Or
Bill.
some voice director said, "Yeah, it doesn't sound like Bill Murray. Why are we doing this?"
He was a good voice actor. He was
I loved
right
it.
for
Yeah,
the
it was
role.
great, and it sounded weird. It sounded like some really. It didn't even sound like Bill Murray. It sounded like some California surfer guy after or something. It was weird. Didn't like it.
So there's-
Apparently, Lorenzo Music was the Peter Venkman voice actor seasons 1 to 2, and Dave Coulier
Yep.
was
What?
3 to 7.
doing a Bill Murray impression.
Apparently,
Alanis Morris's ex-boyfriend.
apparently.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
This is too nuts to me. Tell me more about what the original voice actor is doing today.
Lorenzo Music died in 2001.
I knew that was coming,
Age
dude.
64.
I just had a feeling.
Was he Garfield, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Original voice of Jim Davis's comic strip Garfield on animated projects during the 80s. Yeah.
You happy, Kyle?
Damn. No, I'm not happy at all, dude.
I think you'd recognize him too. He was like in stuff apparently.
I wanted to call him up, dude. Let's get him on stuff.
Okay. You want to be on box speak?
So we have those 8 characters, right?
Wait, hang on. His wife was a composer, and her last name was Music.
Ooh,
Henrietta Music.
Nice.
she married him for the name.
Yeah.
Cool though.
Good
Tho-
lord, he had bone cancer.
So those 8 characters are in the sequel. How many were in the first game, Garfield Kart?
6.
8. The exact same.
Okay.
characters.
That's a small lineup.
exact
That has
same
to be
roster.
8.
It was the exact
That would be
same roster.
weird. How are the stages in that game?
I'm looking at the screenshots.
It's
dude.
all in the house.
There are only 2 carts in the screenshots. I'm not sure what's in the game, but for some reason, they showed every character in the screenshots, but only 2 different carts. It looks so weird, man. I'm always down for like a kart racer, you know?
Yeah.
But just imagine a kart racer that's on a big old highway, a big old empty highway, with
Boring.
maybe like some mini golf structures on the side of the road. Looks like that. That would be the way I would describe it.
That doesn't sound fun.
I think it's gonna be fun. I bet
Okay.
power sliding is a blast. Let's talk biz. Let's talk games biz.
Oh.
Sony
Yo.
was talking about their Q1 earlier today, reporting all their financials. The PlayStation 4 is now the fastest console ever to 100 million consoles sold.
Fastest ever?
Fastest ever to a 100 mil.
Wow.
Pretty nice.
Sold in, which is to...
Does that include Pro?
That does include Pro.
Is that
in-
sold or shipped?
So that's shipped basically. Sold in
Okay.
means shipped to
yeah.
stores.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. So they got to 100 mil. Faster than the PS2 could, faster than the Wii could.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. It might be possible that they did some
And does that include DS as well?
Said console.
great
so.
question.
Console,
Yeah,
probably
you know
console is a
what?
weird, vague
They-
term in those kinds of lists. but-
Especially because of the Switch now.
yeah.
Because like the Switch Lite is going to appear on the consoles list, which just is not right. So yeah, why bother making the distinction anymore? But yeah, they said consoles. They may have done some endgame-esque maneuvering here, just to get it to 100 mil for Q1 because their estimate is actually down for the year. It was 17 and now it's 16. Yes, it was 16. Now it's 15. Excuse me, mil. So I think they may have like shipped a bunch just so they could at this Q1 say
Same.
100 mil, that nice clean number. It's done.
Yeah,
It's did it.
absolutely.
But I don't want to deflate that too much because hey, that's still an achievement. That's
Yeah, it's
100 million
crazy.
consoles on that thing.
Achievement.
Damiani, do you remember on this very podcast, you may have suggested that the PS4 will never surpass the PS1.
How much does PS1 have?
It's over 100. Oh no, PS1 is I think at 120. I'd have to check. That it would never surpass the Wii, and now it's nearly guaranteed to surpass those two crusty old consoles.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4.
The PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell victim to the misconception of the Wii as well.
Oh right,
That
right.
it's
that
not
it
even
skyrocketed
it's not even the best selling console of its generation. 360 surpassed it.
Yeah,
360
in the end, in the long run.
Yeah, we died off. Like it had a great few years, and then it fell off the face of the earth in sales. It
Right.
just tanked. And I think mentally, I was checked out on that system. After around like 2010, 2011, I was just, hey, let's move on. Next
Around
gen.
Wii Fit.
Yeah, where's this Wii U we keep hearing about? Whatever the project was called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Let's see that. Ian, you got some stats for us. Hit us.
Well, I'm looking at the Wikipedia list of units sold.
Great.
Yeah, which could be off. For
Yeah,
sure.
which take it with what it is. But PlayStation 4 right now they have it at 100 mil.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 1 is 102,000,000.49.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So it'll probably surpass it.
102,490,000.
Yeah, within the next 6 months it'll.
Yeah, because they
surpass
said
it.
they
Yeah.
estimated was
Like,
like 15
tomorrow.
million
Yeah.
or something for the year. Then
Yeah.
they'll definitely pass
Tomorrow.
that.
Can you hit us with
Yeah.
that Wii total and that 360 total? I guess
Okay.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
360
360
well,
passing it is surprising. I didn't
PS2
remember that
PS2
happening.
is the one
So
I'm curious
yeah.
about now.
Here, I'll just tell you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's fun.
Xbox 360, 84 million. And then PlayStation 3 was about 87.4 million.
Yeah, that's what I thought was more like it.
Yeah. We right above PlayStation 4 with 101.63. Then it's the PlayStation 1. Then it's Game Boy Color. They have it together. 118.69 million. Then we have a bit of a jump.
Okay.
Nintendo DS. You want to guess how many?
151.
I'm gonna 120 for DS.
154.2.
Nice, Damiani.
Yeah. And then the PlayStation 2, 155 about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So PS4 will never reach those heights.
Probably
Very
not.
It's just
doubtful.
not in the cards. But it's just kind of
Yeah, it's
funny
amazing.
because of our discussion
But
last
it's
week.
faster at this point. I mean, it's been a long time to be faster than the PS2.
PS2 just had legs, baby.
Mhm.
Where I don't
Just
think
went
the
on
PS4 will
forever.
have.
Like once PS5 comes out, you think it'll more severely impact PS4.
Remember
like,
the
PS2
old press
wasn't really
conferences
that
when they would
impacted.
always start with the figures and like we'd have to sit through all that PS2 talk for years.
It wasn't
after
even that long ago, man. Yeah, it's, it's like 7 years ago. They were still starting on those with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I thought PS4's timetable was gonna be like faster than it is right now. I thought we would have known about it by now. I think, yeah, I thought the gears would have been like turning faster for that.
Yes.
And they did talk about some stuff. It's just like not the stuff I was expecting. I thought we'd have both Scarlet and PS5 like full blown reveals already with like early next year coming out, and it's like that's not the timetable. It's like almost a year off. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it is funny because we were talking about MPDs last week on the podcast, Damiani, and Switch was dominating. Sony was slowing down on hardware sales, but worldwide,
PS4 is winning.
PS4 is winning.
I had to be reminded of that too. They're like
yeah.
They're like people are like stop focusing on Japan and North America.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the world is really big, and if you knew that, you'd understand that PlayStation 4 is beating Switch. I was like, oh okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry. I was like,
Well-
I'm talking about MPD, but
I realize I didn't mention them, but like Xbox One, which came out the same year
Yeah,
as the
this is the-
PS4, has 41 million estimated, and then the Switch, which came out in 2017, is catching up at 36.8.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
I saw something about this. Well, like people want to know, will Switch outsell Xbox One by the end of this year?
Maybe not the end of
lifetime.
this year, but like certainly by the end. Of
I mean, their
next year.
fiscal year goals is very aggressive again. So with Switch Lite, so
They're saying 18 mil this year. Nintendo thinks they'll
Yeah.
sell 18 million Switches, so they think
by
they're-
the end of March.
Yeah.
Of next year. Yeah.
so they think they're gonna do it.
Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I wonder. And Damiani, when we said that 360 outsold those others, that was a Matt Piscatella tweet. He was talking about in the U.S.
Yeah, an
eventually
MPD. Yeah,
the
again, we got
360.
clear. That's the thing.
yeah.
We have to be careful about saying which territories and stuff because generally when I make my statements, it's about North America,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's assumed, oh, you're talking about the world. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Well, I
I
think
get it.
part
I
of the
understand.
reason
It's my
is
fault.
that like once you get outside of North America and Japan, like those numbers become a little bit less reliable, and so it's kind of hard to like really pin it down.
Have you guys ever heard of the Wonder Swan?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I'd never heard of that.
How many Wonder Swans? My guess is less than 2 mil.
12.
What? Definitely more than 2 million.
Have a guess, Damiani?
Wonder Swan's probably what, like 20 million?
3.5.
Damn.
Ooh.
Well, at least it was more than 2
It
million.
was more than 2.
20 million is kind of crazy. I mean, 20 million is what GameCube and Xbox
Yeah,
did.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like as a handheld, I was like maybe. Like I knew it wasn't super popular. I was like
Poor
maybe
Wonder
it.
Yeah,
sold
the
well.
Wii U was 13. The GameCube was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Xbox
Yeah.
original was 24. Wow. Didn't do very well. Xbox has never really done very well.
Ian,
Oh, yeah, it should've
repeat
been
it.
better.
360.
Wonder
Repeat
Swan
the
never
Wii
came
U.
out anyway.
Wii U was 13.5 million.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Remember how
Like,
the whole thing
the
was Switch
Game
out
Gear
selling it
was-
in like a year?
I knew it at the time. I think I knew 13 mil, but in this entire conversation, that failure is so colossal.
It's
Yeah.
very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the Vita failed around as poorly.
Huh.
That's like they're both categorized pretty much in the same.
The Dreamcast was only 9 million.
I don't think they had.
Yeah, but
super
they
long
weren't,
life
like,
cycle.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it
Dreamcast
got
is viewed in the
murdered
same
by
light.
the PS2
yeah.
even before the PS2 came out.
That was
No, this is
something
nice though. I
different.
love this perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel really
SNES
dumb
Classic.
now.
How do you guys think the SNES Classic did?
Oh no.
The Super NES Classic's got to be like what 5 million?
Yeah, I'd say 5.
Nail on the head, Damiani. 5.28. Yep.
They put that out. Yeah, I feel really bad about the Wonder Swan. I forgot it was like Japan only, so there's no way it could have sold as much as I
Japan
said.
only.
Yeah, I forgot.
Weird little handheld thing.
Little
Yeah.
handheld. I think from the creator of the Game Boy after he left Nintendo.
Ah.
Gunpei Yokoi.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, the NES Classic only did 2.3. That thing was like hotcakes. I guess they just didn't make that
I
many.
think it
Yeah,
died off
they totally got limited by that.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
because
supply.
they didn't. Yeah.
Reggie wasn't lying. They really
Square
did
Enix,
underestimate
Square Enix
demand.
supported the
Yeah.
Wonder Swan a lot, I thought, or Soft, whatever they were at the time.
Squaresoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I forget when it came out, but yeah, they had like all those cool versions of Final Fantasy on there.
So I have a question about this misconception about our NPDs versus this global data. NPDs, by the way, is money sold.
Yeah.
And so it is a little different than shipping, but
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
well,
Media
now
Crate-
they used to actually show us
Yeah.
real numbers.
yeah.
And they shifted that. I don't know, 6 or 7
Well,
years ago.
Yeah, it's like weird because Media Crate Japan does do units.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forget what Chart Track does. The UK's equivalent. It's not Europe. It's UK. Like
I feel like UK just sort of ranks them without really giving you numbers.
I think
They'll
they
give you
changed.
hard
I think they.
numbers, man.
I thought
Yeah.
they changed it at some point.
Okay.
But
They'll
the
give
weird
you
thing is, like,
hard
I don't know if
little
Sony does it, but like Nintendo straight up on their Japanese
Nintendo tells
website
you.
will give you all the hard numbers for
Yes.
worldwide, so you
Yeah.
can see what they've done.
And whereas
Which
Nintendo
includes digital.
for software sales, yeah, right. For NPD does not include digital. They do in their own data. They do sold in and digital together.
That's weird. Why does the NPD not do that?
We gotta ask Matt.
I think it's because
Piscatella.
they need access to those companies, and they don't.
And
And
Nintendo
they
won't
like their
let
own. They like their own numbers and reporting, and they
Oh.
don't want to. I guess yeah, because NPD like they sell their stuff. It's a service, so I don't think they want to be a part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thousands of dollars just to get the report.
So to the panel.
How do we get it?
No, they put out
Twitter.
the.
They put out highlights, basically.
Yeah, they put out
Yeah.
like a
Okay.
report
The
each
highlight
month.
reel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's an advertisement. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how we give one episode of a show and say like this for
Right,
the rest.
right,
It's
right.
NPD's kind of like that in their business
You
model.
want analysis, you got to pay.
Yeah.
It's like Bloomberg or whatever.
Yeah. But hey, they get us talking about them on podcasts, so it works to put some of it public. So this discrepancy between our perception last week that Sony's finally slowing down, that people are getting disinterested in the product, to this week when they had another great quarter, almost exact same amount of shipments as this point last year. Is this like a U.S. thing? Is it like maybe just the people in the U.S. are spending less money on hardware? Or is this like maybe a new markets thing where it becomes more popular in other markets in these sort of waves as it moves forward?
Wait, who said it was slowing down?
We did last week on this very podcast.
Sony?
On the Easy Others podcast, yes.
What do you mean, like slowing down? How are they slowing down? Like financially?
Hardware
Interest?
sales.
Talking about PS4
PS4 sales.
unit sales.
Oh.
Unit
That's
sales,
what you're
yeah.
talking
I
about.
mean, that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
inevitable. It's so long in a life cycle.
Yeah, but it's doing
But
pretty
it's
good
not.
actually,
It's-
worldwide.
Your evidence is showing that it's not.
Yep.
And I think it's because it's easy answer is we just don't account for
Worldwide.
all the we just don't account for all these other territories where Sony apparently is A, doing very well, and B, they do account for a significant amount of units sold in the worldwide thing. I was reading something because I was going over this because I was going over both Sony's numbers and Nintendo also released their financial briefing stuff as well.
Yeah.
And this discussion came out about Switch versus PS4, and basically it said that Sony going to a lot of smaller markets, investing in them, actually showing that they care about the product there, versus where Nintendo, like, you get Nintendo of Europe and they only like localize it in a few languages there, and other territories like, hey, we exist, can we get like, you know, you act like you care about us, and it doesn't happen. That strategy by Sony though about caring is starting to pay off now. They played this
Late in the
long
cycle.
game,
Yes.
and it's now paying off.
Yeah.
I think Switch is going to be showing off at China Joy soon.
That's going to be a huge
yeah.
thing
Yeah, it's
actually when
crazy.
that happens, but
Is that going to be a huge thing?
that's going to be massive. That's going to be
Yeah. I think they have to have a local partner. I forget who it is.
Tencent,
somebody,
I think, was the rumored to step down. I don't know if that was confirmed. When it happens, I'll be like all over that stuff. But assuming that goes smoothly, that market, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
You might start seeing like, wow, China is accounting for like the largest share of Switch sales out there. Like we're small fries.
And I mean, China has, in a very small way, I'm not going to say it like ruins movies. It has affected the movies that are funded today. Do we think there will be a time where like video games are affected by what they have to be in China?
I mean, so Ian confirms Tencent is the partner. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's already happening with like the weird PUBG mods or whatever, right? Like they're
We talked about Rainbow Six as well.
yeah, they're like
Oh, yeah,
replacing the
yeah.
guns with other things, or I forget exactly what they were doing.
So that's what I like about video games is it's way easier to make a different version of a video game than it is a different version of a movie.
Yeah.
You can replace actors, you can replace weapons that are in their hands. You can do those things easier than in a movie. I know it's not that easy, excuse me for simplifying game design, but they are more malleable than a movie is.
Yeah, you can make a paintball mode essentially, and all of a
Yes.
sudden, like a lot of people's concerns go away. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a thing that I'm too concerned about, and it is really exciting the idea that these video games could be selling to a whole extra market that's interested
huge
in games
market.
suddenly.
Yeah, which game just added online like gambling, but they like blocked it in the countries where it's not allowed.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
like
Almost
have,
wanted to cover it. I'm like, dude, I'm not.
okay,
not
we'll stop
doing
there.
this.
But like
yeah.
like even that, there's bold to like embolden that we could do this.
Yeah.
Because we know we could block it in the countries and they'll be cool with it.
So the casino is in Belgium. You can still go in there, but you can't use your real Belgian
actually gamble.
swashels. I don't know what their currency is.
Are they just using euro?
No. They have their own special thing. They have swashels.
Okay.
So you can't use your Belgian swashels in the casino, but you can go and play with in-game currency.
It is the euro.
Kyle,
so good,
Kyle
though.
wanted this to be a thing so badly.
not a real word.
Pretty sure it's swashels.
It used
I
to
love
be the
swashels.
franc, apparently.
Dude, you have 5 swashels?
Francs? Yeah.
Danish mark.
I would like to talk about Nintendo a little bit because there's some interesting things to compare it with. So we just talked about Sony shipping 3.4 million PS4s. The Switch sold 2.13 million in the last 3 months. So that's not bad. It's still like pretty good. It's just not smoking hot.
Yeah, it's a rough early 3 months. Like not the greatest for them. Clearly showed that they, needed to take some initiative to kind of boost those sales if they're going to hope to hit these like lofty fiscal year goals, and also why they they definitely needed to revise their earlier one because look at how it slowed down.
Right. It's fun. Like, they see these numbers every day. We have to wait 3-month chunks to see them. But yes, things like the Switch Lite make obvious sense once you see the numbers that they put out sometimes.
I mean, and Fire Emblem's going to boost it up. Pokemon's going to boost it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so do you remember we made fun of them for their 20 million forecast all last year? They were like, we're going to sell 20 million in this year. We're going to do it. And then they just totally didn't. This year they're going 18 mil. Do we think they're going to hit 18 mil, Blood, as you said, with Fire Emblem, with Pokemon?
Yeah, I mean,
Animal Crossing will be in
I
the
think they're
fiscal
going to
year.
get a whole lot of people that are jumping on that,
Holidays,
particularly people getting extra Switch lights and that kind of thing, yeah.
Okay.
I think they have a good chance of it. I think, again, as you pointed out, those 3-month period, they didn't do well. I think they have the same issue. I mean, they could have the same issue going into the first 3 months of 2020. They need to show that they have software to support those first 3 months. It's kind of been this past year. They kind of had the same issue. Weak, kind of like it was clear. Fire Emblem was meant to come out in the first half of this year. It didn't, got pushed back. That obviously affected things. Probably why they contributed to like the slower sales of the Switch in that quarter. But I think, they got to have some kind of announcement for what will be coming. They have to have a stronger plan, I think, if they're going to actually hit that mark.
And I should make it clear when we talk about this Q1 for both of these companies, it is April to the end of June. For some reason.
Yeah, fiscal year.
Yeah,
Sorry.
We're talking about fiscal
and
years. It's very confusing.
I'm specifically talking about like our normal Q1. Like January to March of this year was not strong for Switch.
Right.
Which is the end of their fiscal year. So for their 18 million, which is their goal for this fiscal year, which ends next March 2020, that January to March of 2020, they have to have some good software in those 3 months because they can
Is
have
Animal Crossing then, or is it April?
Animal Crossing is
I thought it was March.
March 20th.
I think it'll make it.
Yeah.
It's going to make You're
Yeah.
right, but March 20th, man, that's not enough
Close
time,
to the
right?
end.
I mean, that's maybe, I don't know, but like as you said, Pokemon Switch Lite.
That'll probably have a
That's-
Switch light.
Luigi's Mansion 3, baby.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is going to get in
Yeah.
there.
Oh man, the Luigi's Mansion Switch Lite. Glows in dark.
I don't think that it's Luigi's Mansion will get Switch light, but I do think Animal
that'd be
Crossing
cool.
will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing probably would definitely get one. I'd wager money.
If there's a Luigi's Mansion regular old Switch, I might go back on my policy of never getting a new Joy-Con until they fix them. Like imagine
well-
it's like
Well, that's-
purple and green
it's
and
a
orange.
tiny part
you
of the
know?
market, but there's definitely going to be
Dude,
people
glow
that
in the
buy
dark,
a new
Damiani
Switch
nailed
just
it.
for those upgraded
Well,
components.
they have 2 new sets of Joy-Cons coming out in October,
Cool.
and one of them is a purple. One of them's purple, I think.
They got purple? Yeah, there is a purple.
Well, one of there's 2 sets,
always
and I
have,
think
so.
one has a purple one in
It's
it.
like purple and yellow.
You can
is
double
it?
check, Ian.
No, it's like purple and green. It's
Oh,
like,
is it?
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
the.
looking.
I think it was
Ooh,
the
it's like
Splatoon
purple
colors?
and yellow.
yeah, purple and yellow, and
They're
then the other
so
one's like green
nice.
and orange or something.
Oh yeah. I'd say that's even orange.
Lakers.
There's
It's
another
like, it's like
set.
a mustard yellow.
That's like
Yeah.
the Halloween look I was looking for. Yeah.
Yo, Kylie,
Huh.
if I buy these, I'll give you my my Splatoon one, whichever one is of yours is
Joy-Con
broken.
swap.
All right.
There you go.
Cool. Those are gonna break too, unless they're promised they won't.
I mean, I can't make that promise.
So Super Mario Maker 2, as we just said, Nintendo gives out hard numbers of shipped and digitally sold. 2.42 million copies sold.
Pretty good.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That was just.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wait, that was just at the end of the month?
Yes, it was just for those few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Do we think it'll make top 5?
For
Switch. Full, total hardware.
wait, you mean
Oh,
the
total
software sales
software
lifetime by the
Yeah.
end of the Switch?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
I mean, Mario Kart's already up there.
Yeah, it's never gonna beat
Mario
Mario.
Kart's number 1.
Yeah,
It'll
like
never
Mario
touch it.
Kart, Odyssey,
Smash.
and Breath of the Wild. You're not, and Smash. You're not touching those.
and Pokemon's going to be pretty.
And one of the
crazy
Pokemon
too, yeah.
games will probably end up there.
What's really funny about those games that you just all rattled off is that what you just said is the current top 5.
Yeah.
Current
Yeah.
top 5 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super
Yep.
Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is It'll probably at the end of next quarter. Super Smash Bros. Will probably be number 2. It's at 14.73 mil, just trailing Odyssey, which is at 14.94. So it's
Oh,
probably going to
it'll be
surpass that.
Yeah.
easy.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Breath of the Wild is the 4th one at 13.6, and then Pokemon Let's Go is at 10.98.
Yeah, if Let's Go did 10, then Sword and Shield will easily
Yeah.
pass it. It's
Yeah,
just a
I think
matter
it's
if they
easy
combine 'em.
13
Yeah.
at
Double
least.
it.
Yep. I don't know if you double
Double
dude.
it.
20
Double.
mil.
I bought the double pack, dude. Double it.
That would count.
Double it.
That absolutely counts as a double it. Yeah. Man, that's a $60 game. Ooh. Lastly, I want to cover this really quickly. Both these companies, Nintendo and Sony, do announce the ratio to which the physical software compares to the digital software.
Yeah.
Sony, this is the highest number ever. 53% of their software is sold digitally.
Crazy.
Boom.
Wow.
Crazy.
53%.
Man.
Cross the threshold.
Nintendo, 38.3%.
Okay.
All right.
Digital
Yeah.
just get
All right.
more and more and more.
Yeah.
Sony really pushes digital hard too.
They do.
Yeah.
They
Because
have sales all the time.
Wasn't PSN like their revenue? Like, didn't PSN make the most revenue of anything?
It's the one that's up the most. The networks and services for PlayStation.
There was some
gaming.
statistic
Yeah,
about
yeah.
PlayStation PSN doing bonkers.
Yeah, it does. It makes them
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus subs are up. Like they're making a bunch of money after the consoles have been sold.
But you're
on
talking.
PS4s.
But you're talking about percentage of software.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
somebody's buying, Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed or Days Gone.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
big
mean
deal
the
too,
PlayStation Plus deals, the being able to preload, like all that stuff.
So Switch has all those things.
Sure. But
Except for when it doesn't.
but the Switch also has a very limited amount of memory without buying a memory card.
Blood, I think you tapped into something.
Yeah.
I think the 1 terabytes is a good thing for the PlayStation.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I think just having that much space makes you more inclined to buy things.
Yeah, making people have to do the upgrade themselves from like minuscule amount of storage to something decent is just enough of it's just a big enough of a step for some
Yeah.
people. They just
People
won't do
delete
it.
games,
And
or
so,
they'll buy the
yeah.
physical. Like Smash Brothers, if you put that on like your internal, it like eats the whole thing.
Yeah, it does. I actually had to delete that to get Marvel, and then delete Marvel to get Smash back on my Switch. It sucked. I
Being
bought a
able
card because of
to
that.
share games easily too on digital. Like I bought a lot of games digitally recently because I could just share with Chris and we
Wait,
could
so
both
how's
play.
that work? How's that work?
So like we just have one system like linked as like the main account or the main system, and we
Primary
could
and
just
secondary.
primary and secondary. We
So
could just play the same games.
I made the mistake
at the same time.
I made the mistake. Switch can actually do that too.
Yeah.
I heard it's not as easy though.
You do need it has to be online on the secondary always, and if you lose online connection, it'll just give you interrupt your game and say, "Hi, you've lost your connection. We'll give you a little bit of time to go establish it."
Go find a save quick.
Yeah, and then if you get a connection back, it'll just resume as normal.
Sure.
Otherwise, you
Yeah,
gotta.
PS4 you don't need to be online.
Cool.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Nice.
Oh wait, yeah, you do need to be online actually for one. The primary one doesn't need to be though.
Got it.
Yeah,
Kind
primary
of,
Switch
yeah.
doesn't either.
Yeah. Okay.
Secondary is the one. Yeah. that
Gotcha.
needs it, yeah.
I guess that's fair enough. And I mean, what they're finding is it's not being abused, right? It leads and incentivizes people to buy more things if you have cool features like that. And so I think that's interesting. Obviously, their software numbers are great as well, and not slowing down as much as hardware is because people who own those consoles are still buying games.
Tons of games.
Yeah.
The only thing else I can think of is just the perception of online/digital on Sony. It's perceived as being a superior service, and this encourages people to go online and then I'll buy this digitally because I'm already on there and stuff. Whereas Switch, you don't get their online service is kind of paltry.
Yes.
You're not you buy games, you get some coins and stuff that you can use to redeem on either your online service or to get pay for certain things on there. But you're not getting a monthly you're getting NES games. You're not getting 2 free games to play period from the Switch or even GameCube.
Right. I mean, that's
lineup.
one of
Yeah.
the things is you get onto PlayStation Plus to get your free games, and you kind of have to wade through the store to try to find them, and then you're presented with all the sales at the same time.
Yeah.
A lot of I think physical games on Switch go on sale more often. I just got a message today about Fire Emblem Warriors, or one of the games I was interested in was $8.99 at Best Buy. It's that'll never be that on Switch
Whoa.
Digital.
Right.
It's something like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
because
clearing
actually,
stock.
I looked at Mario Kart because Mario Kart's still selling ridiculously well. $60 digital. You can buy it for $50 on Amazon right now. Buy it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
one-day
do. They
shipping.
do sometimes do sales.
Right, but
with
Mario Kart 8
very
Deluxe
rarely.
is still $59.99 on
Yeah,
that store.
it's
Yeah.
once a year probably on digital, and then Black Friday sales, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony's more lenient
Just
with
all
that
the
stuff.
time sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see Xbox One's ratio. I bet it's similar. I bet it's very similar to Sony.
Yeah,
Not
and
more.
if you have PS Plus too, you get often a bigger discount on games too.
Yep, I've used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing Nintendo did was that voucher program that's still going on, where you can get like 2 games for like
A hundo.
$100, and they make sure you buy right games so that you don't screw over your savings. Like you don't buy too cheap of games that you don't like get your savings. But that's like really it. It's a interesting.
It's such a Nintendo thing.
It's
dude.
yeah, it's kind of strange.
When was the last time you bought a voucher?
No, I didn't.
Right? Like, what
it's
do-
kind of
don't
funny
use that word, you
because
know
I
what I
like
mean? So,
I bought Fire Emblem digitally, and I was like after effects like, man, I could have bought the voucher, gotten this, and then like I could have got another game like for 40 bucks, and I'm like, I was like, I just don't know which next game I'm actually gonna buy.
Luigi's Mansion, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, well, I'm getting Link's Awakening, but it's gonna be physical, so it's like no reason to buy that, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always a toss up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pokemon and Luigi.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, I might buy a second one. You wanna hear that? It sounds like it's podcast halftime.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of July. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. Or at least that Good Business Lawyer's YouTube and podcast series, Virtual Legality. This week in Virtual Legality, Hogue looks at loot boxes, gambling, and government regulation. First in the UK, and then with respect to Grand Theft Auto 5 Online's brand new Cash Money Casino. Check it all out at youtube.com/HOEG Law or on your favorite podcast service. Car Keys Express. If you need a replacement car key or a remote, check out carkeysexpress.com/store. Use the coupon code EZA at checkout for free shipping and 10% off of your order. They are proud sponsors of Easy Allies. Our gifted sponsor is Replay FX. Replay FX is at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, August 1st through the 4th. Replay FX showcases the largest arcade in the world, featuring more than 1,000 classic arcade and pinball machines, hundreds of console systems ranging from the original Magnavox Odyssey to the Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and virtual reality systems, as well as PC gaming and tabletop. The arcade is managed by the Replay Foundation, a 501c3 dedicated to preserving gaming-related history and technology, making Replay FX both a central hub of modern esports as well as the largest living museum of retro video games, pinball, and associated tech culture. For more details and tickets, the link is in the description. El Fanis. Uniqlo, a Japanese fashion brand aiming to change the world through the power of clothing. With a focus on high quality and innovative textiles, Uniqlo is redefining everyday clothing by increasing the functionality of your wardrobe at an affordable price. They call it Lifewear Made for All. Visit uniqlo.com/EZA to check out their collections, including new graphic t-shirt collaborations with Blizzard, Marvel, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, and many more. That's uniqlo.com/EZA. And our mega sponsor, ViewSonic. You probably know ViewSonic is the California-based company that's been one of the world's leading monitor providers for the past 30 years. Now with ViewSonic Elite, they're bringing gamers an expansive line of professional gaming monitors. Whether you want to play like the pros on the esports stage or become immersed in the action set in front of you, ViewSonic Elite has you covered with a range of powerful specs and minimalist designs that are a tasteful addition to any modern PC setup. Learn more about ViewSonic Elite, new product releases, and upcoming giveaways on social media by following @ViewSonicGaming or visiting viewsonic.com/elite. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You ever praise a game?
Yes.
You ever praise a game and it lets you down? It turns around and says, actually, I'm a scumbag.
Maybe.
Okay.
You say, look at this guy. This guy's great. You're going to love him. Hire this guy. And, they hire that person and they're like, hey, he stole everything. He stole all of the stuff off the boss's desk.
I don't know.
I, very recently on this podcast, gave a lot of praise to Crash Team Racing Nitro Kart.
Nitro Fueled.
Nitro
Fueled.
Fueled,
Thank
but
you.
Nitro Kart was one of them.
Nitro Fueled for its Battle Pass. That's a $40 game, US dollars. And they had the cool free Battle Pass and free DLC, just keeping to support this game.
Yeah.
They had their first season of the Battle Pass. It concluded, had a whole new track, a bunch of new characters, things to unlock, a little green meter to fill up.
Cool.
How neat.
Neat.
Today, with the announcement of the second season of the Nitro-fueled Battle Pass, we got this in the Activision blog. As always, the pit stop will be stocked with new and returning characters and cosmetic items, which players can unlock with Wumpa coins. With all this content available, there will also now be a way for players to fast-track their Wumpa coin collection if they like. Starting in early August, players will have the option to purchase Wumpa coin bundles from their game console stores to supplement the coins they earn by playing. This option won't change the game's core mechanics. Players will earn Wumpa coins by playing the game in any mode, just as before. They will also be able to purchase additional coins if they choose. They got me.
This is Activision, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Bum, bum.
they did the same thing with Call of Duty.
They stole everything off the boss's
Bum,
desk.
bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, so
this
the
is
question
Activision.
is did they have this planned
Yeah,
from the
they
get-go?
have. So
100%
as soon as you saw
Or
that
do they
pit,
actually have people complaining
No, 100%
that they couldn't buy coins?
They did this with Call of Duty. It's the same thing.
But why would I fall for it so many times?
Because you
Brad?
love Crash Bandicoot.
Maybe it's because I love Crash Bandicoot. I thought this was going to
And
be a
you're
nice,
a
simple
damn-
do you
joke.
think it was just like
Fool.
gonna come? Because it might come so too long after the launch. Like, it's too long to wait. Everyone's gonna move on from this game. Why would you wait for that long for dropping that microtransaction button?
This is the point. It's to lessen the blow of an initial
Yeah.
release.
The reviews won't mention it.
Exactly.
And really, I think that they look at their own in-game economy and they make adjustments. I think they want that time before people are spending money to see how long it takes an average person to unlock a character, which is a long time in that game, by the way.
Makes it feel good though when you earn something.
Not for me, Brad. Because now,
But now it's pointless.
now it is
Do
truly
they have
pointless.
the price rundown?
No, they just say in early August.
Oh,
They won't
yeah,
tell
they,
me how.
they never will. It'll,
Yeah.
it'll only be on the store when
How
you
much
buy it.
money are we talking about getting a character here?
I don't know.
10
man.
bucks, 15 bucks,
much
Yeah,
is
$5.
that's like the problem.
$3.
And there was no just pay to unlock everything option.
No.
That's
No,
what
definitely
gets me. Like, if we're gonna have this microtransaction future, or it's inevitable. Like, this is just what people need to do. There always needs to be an option to just pay, unlock everything. Like,
Yeah.
the more you go into, you could unlock it in this game, but like, we're not gonna tell you how many hours it would take to unlock this, or you could just spend this amount of money and get it now. Like, you have to go search through the internet, find the okay, go into this fan community here. How long does it take to unlock so and so character? That's like 20 game hours. What? Just to unlock an extra character?
Here's why I'm a grump. Hey, it comes with another free track. You got another free track. It's
Great.
back
Oh.
in time. It's
Great.
like, okay, we're hanging out with
You get Baby
dinosaurs.
Crash.
Baby Crash?
Baby Crash.
What
is it like?
I forgot about Baby Crash.
I want to. What is Baby Crash like?
And
It's like Baby
Coco.
Mario.
Yeah.
Does it
As
cry?
if they
Like,
couldn't copy harder. They just copied the baby for the worst part of Mario.
but what
Kart.
does it sound like? What is the noises he
find
makes?
out.
We don't know. I mean, like it seems like just giggling. They seem like positive names. Yeah. Baby
Okay.
Crash, Baby Coco.
And the prehistoric track.
Yeah.
Which sounds
Ooh,
cool.
prehistoric track.
Yeah,
That
I
sounds
mean, like
cool.
I'll probably play it. Here's the huge difference between this and Fortnite, in which I think you can pay to even like get unlocked to level up in the battle pass.
Oh,
You can
really?
skip levels
I didn't
and
know
stuff, right? This is a $40 game, and so while before I was saying like, hey, it's only $40, now it's like, hey, that's a $40 free to play game. Mm-hmm. Damiani, I'm already spending $40 on this free to play game, and they want more after that.
Yeah. So you don't have to pay anything to get the extra stuff,
Right.
though,
Yes.
as long as you.
Coming back every day, you
and
really have to put your
grind
time
out.
in. Yes.
This is just Activision.
Whereas in like Fortnite, you have to pay to get those skins. The battle pass skins.
Yes. Yep. You have to pay for the battle pass.
I think I'm personally okay with as long as you can play to get them and unlock them and don't have to pay. But that threshold of tolerance largely depends on how long it takes to get said characters.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a ridiculous amount, it's just that's insane.
From what I understand, to fill up your entire meter, to get the most out of a one season of the Battle Pass, you are playing consistently. You are playing almost every day. You're playing the whole 2 months or 1.5 months that a season lasts.
Yeah, like I see that, like the time, like people show the time investment, like how, like not just this, but a lot of these season passings where you need to fill out the meter to unlock everything.
Yeah.
they do like the cost benefit analysis. It's just like you're going to play like 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day every single day, or you pay this money and you just unlock it. It's clearly they're kind of nudging you like, hey, do you really want to have to play this game every single day like this?
Yeah.
You get burnt out and stuff. That sucks.
It sucks.
That sucks.
It sucks because what I thought was like a cute little thing that like was copying that sort of mechanic to incentivize people to play online. It was never that. It was to incentivize microtransactions, and that was simply the case this whole time. I got hoodwinked.
Just freaking go back to, if you play the game just like a normal amount, it's like an extra bonus. You got it back, like, old school days of games, like unlocking extras and stuff. But if you're really just impatient, like, hi, I just have extra disposable income, I don't want to play this game. I just want the cool stuff. Sure. Let those people spend their money and stuff. They really want to do it that way. But it sucks when they say, like, it's not affecting the core gameplay. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not changing how you control the like characters, but it is changing your day-to-day experience because you're forcing someone to grind now, and that sucks. Like, you're turning into this game about racing into a daily grind. That's not what Crash Team Racing is about. It never was about that.
Yeah.
You kind of are changing it when you do that.
I should state, as I did before, that, I mean, like, if you want to just play the adventure mode, it's still there. If you just want to play split-screen multiplayer with your friends, that is still there, right? And maybe that is worth $40, and everything on top of this should be fine. I want to have a leveled thing there. I can't believe I fell for it again. You know what I mean? Like, Call of Duty will do this again. There's so many games that launch with no microtransactions that just put them in later, and it's just like, it's hard to believe anyone who says no microtransactions. Like EA, I believe with the new Star Wars game, I believe you never will add microtransactions to that. I believe you. But if it's a multiplayer game, they're probably
that's
coming.
got an online, ongoing
You
component.
want to hear the opposite of this? I've been playing Shadow of War, and I think they took out all the microtransactions.
Oh yeah, they totally did.
True.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I booted it, and they're like, the store's gone. It's like, what?
Cool.
Whoa.
Nice. Good thing. Thank you, Shadow of War. Yeah, too nuts. Too nuts for me. You know what? It's too much. Sometimes all this is too much. It's now time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
Spyro up next. I save him for last.
Spyro.
Spyro is season 3.
He wants that
Spyro.
blue flame. $5.
Yeah. That's a wild one. Let's start with a game. Let's start with a cute little game right here. This is from... No way. This is from Ken Stan. Love and respect game. Make it a 10. Below are a list of games that are almost unanimously disappointing. You are able to time travel and visit the developers, and each of you can whisper just one sentence of constructive advice in their ears, and they have to incorporate that into their game.
This is funny.
Alternatively, you can tell them gutter trash, and they will cancel the game on the spot. Can you make them a 10, or will you let these titles fall into non-existence? Here we go.
Okay.
Remember, you can whisper advice, one sentence of advice, or you can whisper the words gutter trash, and it's just canceled.
Wait, and the advice has to be such that it would render the game a 10?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Or to steer it
Let's
towards
just
a
say
10.
save the game. Yeah,
As best
In
you
your
can.
mind, it would have
As
saved the
best you
game.
can.
Yeah,
Okay.
tens
say
are
that.
tens are rare. All right. This was a PS3 launch title from a highly esteemed studio in which you piloted a dragon. Lair.
Oh, man.
Yes. Lair. What do you whisper?
No 6-axis.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that would be huge. Legitimately, I think that would have been huge.
Scrap it, idiots.
That was Sony pressure, man. You
know.
know it
Yep.
was.
Don't listen to
Don't
them.
listen. It would be
Don't
don't
do it.
listen.
Just
Don't believe their
Work on
lies.
Nintendo.
Yep.
Don't believe their lies.
Stay with Nintendo. Please stay with Nintendo.
You guys made such good games before.
guys
Trust
made
your
Rogue
instincts.
Squadron.
Trust
You
your
made- yeah.
instincts.
Yeah, trust your instincts.
I think that's it. Honestly, like that. It
Stay on target.
It hurt Lair's reveal. Actually, I think it was revealed before the 6-axis. It was a year later that they're like, hey, we have 6-axis in the controllers, and the way we're going to demonstrate that is Lair. and then it was just pushed so hard. Launch PS3 controllers sucked. They were super light. They did not rumble.
No rumble.
Yes.
Felt like a toy.
Yeah.
Why?
Didn't they also
So dumb.
send an extremely elaborate reviewer guide or something, trying to like tell people about
Maybe.
how
I'm
dude.
trying to remember.
it's like
they did.
I'm trying to
Kotaku or
remember
something did an
because,
article on it.
Yeah.
Saying
actually-
it's ridiculous.
Like, it's funny because apparently Shane didn't think I complained enough about the 6-axis in my review.
Yeah.
I actually had bigger issues, but I'm trying to remember what those were. It's been so long. Like, I actually didn't think the 6-axis was the game's biggest problem.
Oh, I'm sure it's playing, but I just don't
Yeah.
remember.
Beyond that, I think that it was a rushed launch game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
PS3
Well,
hardware.
it wasn't.
It wasn't a launch game?
It came out way later.
Huh.
Yeah.
It got
memory's
delayed
totally of
almost
it.
a year.
Whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't at launch. It was just like a part of their their launch trailers and stuff. They kept talking about it, but yeah, that wasn't day one.
Damn.
Or even a launch window game. No.
Yeah, that was like the end of the next summer.
Rogue Squadron was a
Because when
launch title.
PS3 came out, I was still
That
at
was a
G4.
good one too.
Rogue Squadron.
Remember Battle for Naboo?
Do you remember the Battle of Naboo? All right.
Oh, the game.
Number 2. Daikatana.
Oh man,
This is
I didn't
gutter
play this
trash.
game.
John Romero's like
Gutter
they put his
trash.
name on it. You just whisper it?
Yeah.
And that thing was
I'll
so
go with
hyped, and it was like,
John, no.
it was like I don't even. Yeah, where do you even begin on that? No,
Stop it, John.
You know what?
just don't
I'm cool with gutter trash in that one.
gutter
I'm
trash
cool with
it.
All right.
It didn't need to exist.
Number 3. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Didn't play it, so
No humans.
No humans.
All
That's such a
new-
good idea.
All new aliens.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know whose ear I need to whisper this into. No frostbite.
Ooh.
That's the saver right there.
Honestly, yeah.
No?
That game actually had a lot of good stuff going on. It had a lot of rough crap
Just ran
because
like
of frostbite.
bad.
Yeah.
They could have gotten it done earlier and added so much more into it if they didn't switch to Frostbite. Heck yeah, blood. Wow, that's good. Also, Ian, I love no humans.
Because, like, the whole idea of it was you're going to a new place, and it's like, what do you find when you get here? Oh, all the same aliens from the rest of the series. Great, okay.
Krogans only.
Yeah, I think it's because they think it's like this thing where it's like, I am Shepard. You know, I'm Ryder. I don't want to be an alien. I want to be this person who
I
looks
wanna
like
be a
handsome person.
Krogan.
Yeah.
Well, like, you could be a human, but everything you encounter should have been completely wild and new.
yeah.
Right. There was this whole weird. There's like this time gap that like they kind of explained. Where like, you know, rogue agents went and colonized and we're all over the place. And so yeah, there's humans all over.
It was so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that should have actually just been like, you're the only ones from Earth out in a whole new place. It's crazy and weird, and you don't know what the hell's going on. Like, that would be way cooler.
I agree.
Has there ever been a Krogan fight pit? They need to do that.
Fight pit.
Krogan fight pit.
that's what you whisper in their ear, Brad.
I kind of think so, but it was just presented as like a boss battle.
Okay.
I think I killed their entire race.
Dude, what?
They're
They're
all
the
gone.
best.
Genophage?
Yeah.
Why? They're the coolest.
Because what game lets you do that to anything?
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's
So
like
you never get that chance.
Yeah.
You're like, I got it.
got it, Dad. Metroid Other M.
Oh,
You only get to whisper one thing.
Samus doesn't cry.
Get a different story writer.
Yeah, different writer.
Don't say different. What do we? Who are we? Like, what kind of writer do you need?
Take,
A woman?
keep Sakamoto.
That's honestly, that's something.
Don't let Sakamoto write the script anymore.
Yeah.
Or at least just, like, don't, like, I don't know how to whisper it, but, like, let her have her abilities, or, like, come up with a better reason to not have her abilities until later or whatever.
Just whisper in their ear, holding a copy of Super Metroid. Remember me.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just gutter trash.
I'm kind of like.
Or just no story. Maybe I would whisper that.
How good could this game could have possibly been when it is you hold the Wii remote sideways
flip it.
and then flip it for like how good could this game could have like how like I don't think it has a great capacity for being a great game.
I mean, I think it did. I think it worked okay. It's just in terms of the game design, that was the only thing that made it new. every other part of being a Metroid game was very safe. It was like all,
Yeah.
returning abilities and things that you
Ridley.
had seen before.
So you think if it actually went into interesting places that the weird mechanic of flipping your Wii remote could have been salvageable?
Yeah, I mean, it was still. I mean, anything when you're doing motion or IR sensor is a little,
Little sketch.
sketch. But yeah, I didn't think that was that big of a problem. It was just that, I wasn't really presented with anything
presentation.
new. It was just like, okay, well, this is what, a Super Metroid abilities in a 2.5D world would be like, rather than a full 3D that we had in Metroid Prime.
It's so funny, the idea of a prequel for Samus Aran, right? Like, she's a bounty hunter. How cool is that? Let's see her doing old bounty hunting stuff. It's like, no, this is from her soldier days. What are you thinking? Oh, my goodness. Number 5. It's kind of controversial. I don't know if this one is unanimously a failure. Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Oh.
Come on, this one is getting 2 sequels, too. What do you even say to Watch Dogs 1? Like, I'd be like, keep it going.
Yeah, just say it'll be all right.
You got this. You know what I mean? Like, relax. Because, sure, Watch Dogs, the game, could have been better, obviously, but they got it out. It was a huge success, a huge new franchise. What'd you have?
Play as an old grandma.
They could have hit the ground running with the old grandma.
Scrap the Wii U version.
That is so good. Yeah, you know what? Just scrap it. Don't string people along.
In fact, never make a Wii U game. Just stop.
13 million Wii U's sold is pathetic.
Unprecedented.
From Nintendo, dude. The
Third-party
big
relations.
dog.
Yeah. And so all this time when I talk about like Tropical Freeze before, it's like, who could have possibly even played that?
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't
Like
know.
4 of
It's
us.
weird because it's like the main thing to me would be to like don't overhype the graphics, but I don't know exactly how that would work because it's like
Yeah, like advertise less. Like
they showed what they had, but then once they got into it, it's like, oh yeah, these things, these consoles aren't going to look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The E3,
Too early.
it could have been a little better, that E3 presentation. Yep.
Because I mean that's the main thing. It's the backlash of the quote unquote downgrade.
Mm-hmm.
But you're showing you're showing what you have.
And it would have been one of the best looking games if not for that reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, that's some advice. We got some for you. Sometimes I read a comment and say like, wow, this person is very cool. This is big of you. Hey, Kyle. I'm the one who thought you liked toilets. Sorry about that. I interchange toilet and bathroom all the time. Thank you for opening my eyes to this. And now I will remember you as bathroom guy, not the toilet guy. Love and respect, Sean.
But you don't hate toilets.
It's big of you, Sean. Thank you.
They go hand in hand.
well, and in German, the word for bathroom is toilet.
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 Yeah, like to me, like toilets often lead to like a flush noise, which I hate. Just and so like no, like the appeal of the bathroom is it's like, oh, somebody lives in this space, somebody works in this space. It's a real space. Toilet is just where some gross business goes down. I don't like care for it.
It's okay. You can just say like toilets.
You love toilet.
Yeah.
I do not love toilets.
Kyle, you are the toilet guy and the bathroom guy.
Not all toilets.
You
Hashtag
lived,
not all toilets.
out, you lived out a dream in Silent Hill 2 and you had to reach into that toilet. Or was that Resident Evil 2?
Wait,
Whichever.
so I just realized something. Was hashtag not all 50 a not all men joke? Was that like, is that the origin in that?
I certainly hope not. We
No.
just said
Wait,
not all 50 because
50?
people
No, I
kept
thought-
saying
they did
hashtag all
all
50.
It's against the
Oh, okay.
all 50.
It had
so, like,
nothing to do with
yeah.
that.
Okay.
So down,
Until
Kyle.
like literally right now, I never even thought of it.
Okay, so just to be clear, hashtag not all toilets is not a not all men joke. It's a not all 50 joke. Get it right, comments. Okay, this is from
Oh God.
Seth
I
Pruder.
hate hashtags anyway.
Next week's
so whatever.
corrections.
Hey, allies. There was a recent discovery of hidden messages in the Halo Infinite E3 trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't hear about
Was
this.
it the AR QR code or something?
What are they called? It's a code, QR. Yeah,
QR
QR
codes
code?
were found in it, yeah.
While this isn't super common marketing tactic, I notice it pop up here and there with varying degrees of effectiveness. As fans of marketing campaigns, We need Jones. What is your opinion on these cryptic trailers? And is this interesting, pretentious, or even effective? Love respect, Seth Pruder.
I think it's interesting because
Okay.
I haven't really heard about this. I have to know what happened when you scanned it.
I think it's Cortana says something.
Cortana audio clip, apparently.
Yeah, maybe we can pull it up even. Can we play the Cortana audio clip live?
Maybe.
Cool.
Kyle, to me,
We don't have a way to record that right now.
don't care about Cortana, man.
Yeah.
I thought we did this already in like Halo 3 or something.
I know, man.
Just keep going back to the same well. Just make up a new robot, dude, like Bortana. I don't know. Like her brother or something.
Think about how cool this audio clip would have been if it was Bortan.
Cortana.
Bortana.
Is it playing?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
hear something.
I don't know if they'll be able to hear it, but I'm playing it through your TV.
Oh, this is freaky.
Hold
We
the
hear
mic to the
footsteps.
TV. Go hold the mic to the TV.
This is part of me. I don't know why. I don't know how, but it is me.
This is
End of
Cortana's.
clip.
This is Cortana's disappointment with Windows 10.
She found a Horcrux.
It's me. I'm in Windows 10, but it's not me.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, but you're
dun.
so right, dude.
Oh man.
That was a disappointment. That was an absolute disappointment.
Yeah, that was whatever.
I've never heard of
my
that, so that's
word,
interesting to
man.
me.
Yeah, it's
It just reminds me of the what was it? I Love Bees or whatever they did back in the day.
Yeah, I Love Bees was a big ARG.
Yeah.
I love ARGs and I love stuff like this.
What's your favorite ARG? Like, I'm not even familiar with the.
I got pretty deep into the BioShock 2 one that was pretty crazy, which basically just culminated with you knowing the fate of a person who was a big daddy in the game, kind of. It was really cool. He was like looking for his daughter. They had websites and stuff. But I mean, like, I used to do those like web puzzle sites like Not Prawn and stuff, like where you had to do like all kinds of weird stuff to progress. You know, I really like stuff like that. I think it's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, like, despite Cortana not being an appealing character to me or interesting at all, I think this kind of thing is cool. I wonder what the effectiveness is, and I think it does rile up the most hardcore people.
Oh,
really
this
well.
that's who it's for, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had like a Zelda one. Like that
Right.
Breath of the Wild 2 trailer.
We already do. We got the
Oh yeah,
the
people
audio
trying to
and
translate the
Yeah,
words
but what if
flying
it's just
around.
a QR thing and it just gave you even more?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, but like there was the audio, the words were translated. I would count that too. Same thing.
Wasn't there Fez had like all kinds of crazy stuff like that?
Oh,
That-
Fez
that was
had
like
some
the-
puzzles that were like impossible for you to figure out on your own. It took like
Yeah.
the internet working together.
Like,
yeah.
does Cyberpunk
cool.
have anything like this?
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Oh, like they always have little teasers like, in
They
the trailers.
embed they embed
Hidden messages.
codes for games and stuff. Don't they do that?
I don't know about that for sure, but maybe.
I thought they did that for one. Then they had like codes to like for
If I put on
for
GOG, I get to pre-order or something.
something like either like codes for some of their other games for free.
That's
Just
cool.
as like, hey, keep an eye out. Maybe something
That's
else will
neat.
be in there.
So yeah, I think that most of the time I ignore them, big time. I'm usually frustrated if I see a QR code in a game.
Okay.
It's like on somebody's shirt or something. I'm like, ugh, I'm never scanning this.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either.
Yeah.
usually.
Because it just takes you to some dumb website that's full of a bunch of dumb language of like, hey, this world is real. And so, like, to me, it's never that appealing. My favorite thing is really, adding a patch that adds something to the game. Portal with the additional ending. Even Borderlands 2 to 3, like, that's actually kind of cool. Just, patching things into the game itself. I don't know. Personally, I'm not way into, like, scouring websites.
Yeah.
Even, like, I like bees. I love bees.
Yeah, I think it was I Love Bees.
I
yeah.
love bees.
Yeah, and Perfect Dark had the Datadyne and like all the companies and stuff like they had made websites for.
Love a good fake company website.
Oh yeah,
that
the,
is
the
they
Majora's
had-
Mask one was amazing.
They had codes for Witcher 3 in the beginning of the Cyberpunk trailer at
Oh.
Microsoft's E3.
That
in,
is a beautiful thing.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not like a cute little like lore thing. It's like, hey, thanks for just looking at this.
And it's nice that it's a really good game, too. It's like a game you'd actually want to play.
Oh, Witcher 3.
Yeah.
I mean, most people probably already owned it, but what a cool thing to
Just saying.
discover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. Cryptic trailers. Yeah, I wonder if I mean, that was cryptic what we just saw. So maybe you wanted us to be more particular about this Cortana thing in particular, where we heard footsteps, right?
She's just walking in Windows 10.
Eerie noises and footsteps. And then we have to wonder, so like there's a bad Cortana and a good Cortana in this upcoming game.
Bortana.
Yeah, Bortana might be real, Brad.
Yes.
And
Then you're gonna have a fight in the game where you're like fighting in cyberspace.
man, I mean, Halo always does this. They did the Master Chief thing where it's like he's on the run, and you could have like a little ARG stuff with that, and it was just so boring.
Yeah, the cool stuff is if you took this audio file and ran it through like a spectrometer or whatever, and it like revealed an image, and then that led to something else, or like play it backwards, like that kind of stuff is really cool, like rabbit hole stuff.
The
But
old,
if this is just like Cortana saying something, it's like, okay,
yeah.
it's cool, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a dumb gimmick, but like that Skyward Sword trailer where you play it backwards was just like, oh.
Yeah, that was
The
cool,
Zelda's
dude.
theme when you play it backwards, so neat. But yeah, you're right. Okay, let's do one more. And this is a big old chunky spicy one.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a chunky. It's like beef stew with some chili peppers in it. I'm like, it's a take, and let's respond to this take. Here we go. Okay. I was watching the review for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Looks like a cool game with some fun systems. The one detraction for me is that all the girls are depicted pornographically. You may hate that statement. You may disagree. I do. You may want further explanation, but I ask you, would you really want to argue they're not male fantasies, that they're not made to gratify the pervier appetites of straight men? If you think you could argue that, then I'd ask you to note the body dimensions and eyes and facial expressions and camera angles and clothing and youthfulness and poses and so on and so on. It's pornographic gaze. If you're still not convinced, I'd encourage you to watch Cameron Russell's TED Talk, Looks Aren't Everything. Why is this a problem? Well, for me, learning to overcome the power of male fantasy images has been very difficult. It has also been very rewarding. Don't worry, this is not a no-fap proselyte. Nothing religious here, and I won't get gross. Just basically, in my experience, when you live in fantasies like I did and really engage in them and desire them, you become kind of a glutton for sexy images. You become one-dimensional, and it hurts your connection to reality. To others, it diminishes your capacity for joy in life, in my experience. This video game, which I would want to play, has this toxic pornographic element in it that tempts and hurts me, so I won't play it. There's my solution, right? Yes, but I guess one larger idea I would like to get out there and run by to you is, since everything about games is constructed, we could choose to construct our imagined worlds in ways that nurture our better selves, what Lincoln once called the angels of our better nature. Wouldn't have to be squeaky clean because life isn't that, but it could be less pornographic at the very least. I would like video games more, but I'm willing to wager it would improve the quality of life for many thousands of others. What do you all think about this? Is it just me or ? Prof N. Whoa. I read this and I'm like, man, if we got time, I got to get this in. There's so much here. There's so much here.
I've played like an hour and a half of this game.
Yes.
And my impression of this game is everyone's good looking. Everyone.
Men and women.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. They're all just good looking. I'm like, whatever.
I think this
Damiani's ready
person
to
needs to re-examine their definition of pornographic.
Yes.
Yeah, have they looked at comics?
I mean, I get the I get the point, but you don't. I get the point they're trying to make, but you don't help your case when you exaggerate like that. Like use your words more, pick your words more carefully when you're making a strong argument like that.
I agree. There's a case to be made somewhere in there.
This comes off as a little bit like not comical, but exaggerated.
Yes.
And I think we're like kind of giggling. We care about this stuff, but also we're giggling at it because it's hard to take that seriously when you exaggerate to that extent. Like you there were some good points, and they're just maybe pick your words and be a little bit maybe more succinct. That was very long-winded and
It was
stuff.
very long-winded,
I think
yes.
they were kind of going in circles at one point. It's like, okay, you're saying the same thing again. Just say it.
Sure.
I have that problem too. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
So like, take it from someone who has that problem.
Ian, hop in.
I mean, I think it's easy to shit on this person, and like I think to their defense, I think I know what they're going for, and like there are a few parts of Fire Emblem that are absurd, and I know you guys don't like when I do this, but I'm going to show you the part I'm talking about
Yeah,
right
go ahead.
here. Blammo. It's
Okay, it was a close-up
the
shot of-
female teacher
Yeah.
is wearing like a very revealing dress.
That's a teacher?
And
Yeah.
and her introduction is literally a close up of her boobs bouncing in this tiny little silk thing, and like
It looks like a
student-
nighty, right? It looks like
Yeah.
something you wear
It's
to
fair.
bed.
Sure. And a
It's
student
anime
being,
fan
like-
service.
and it's like anime fan service, and it's like, yeah, like I see the point, and it's not great, and like novelty addiction, porn addiction, all this kind of stuff like that this person is describing, which that's why I stopped looking at porn, because it ruins your life. Like it makes you not appreciate people in your life as much. And like while I don't think that sex should be taken out of life, in fact I think America is largely puritanical in a lot of ways, and like slut shaming and all this kind of stuff. It's a very sticky wicket, many ins and outs. But like it is kind of interesting in Fire Emblem that in the like you just got to the monastery thing, there's an introduction to a teacher, and the first thing you see are her boobs. You don't see her face first, you see her boobs first.
Mhm.
And it's just like, what is the point of that? Like what is
Right.
that
And
serving?
we all know what the point of that is. That's the thing.
Because
is,
we like boobies.
Anime
Right.
boobies.
And like, yeah, and like I don't see why that should be a part of this game. Like it's not a sex game. Like if this game were Honey Pop, it'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm here to jerk off. But like I'm here to play a school game and do tactics.
I think it's a more recent direction of Fire Emblem in particular. I think they're seeing a ton of like success with the mobile game, where, as Brad said, it's all hot people, like men and women, like
Yeah.
they're all wearing bathing suits. It's like the Fire Emblem mobile game is just like you got waifus and husbandos. And so
It's weird though, because I cut this review. I haven't played the game.
Sure.
And like I'm scrubbing through footage right now, trying to see if my memory is faulty, if I just didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I didn't see any direct like I didn't see any like bulge shots or ass shots of a dude, right? But I'm
It's
seeing
not
like
equal, is what you're saying. Yeah,
right. I'm
which
seeing
is always
like
true,
I'm
I guess.
6 minutes in or whatever after the tutorial. Like when you get to the school, the first like shot of this woman is her breasts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not equal. Like it's not. Like and to the point of the commenter, like that makes me assume that this game is targeted towards heterosexual men. Yeah. And it's like, hey, it's your product, go for it. And like I think the answer is don't buy it if you don't want to.
It's kind of funny. I think it actually, in the weirdest way, hang with me, audience, ties into our discussion last week about grinding mechanics. You know, just these things that appeal to your basest brain, right? And just like the game can exist beneath it all, but there are things that just keep minds engaged in things. A set of boobs does. It just like mathematically, right? And so I wonder, to Prof N's point, if like why not have more realistic looking humans in games? I think the sad truth is that they would be less successful.
People like looking at good looking people.
Yeah.
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 It hurts. Like there's sometimes where it's just like you would love to play a game as just an ugly person, and you have to that has to be a character creator.
Right.
Dude.
Well, I mean,
Watch Dogs 3, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Ian's example is great, because like I haven't really been that invested with Fire Emblem over the years, and like I played some of the past games, like the Game Boy games and GameCube games, so I wouldn't have like immediately have thought of that being a problem, but yeah, like if I had seen this thing, that Ian just showed, I'm be like, what? Like, why did that just happen?
And there's another scene that I remembered that I'll describe. It's introducing the students, and it showed several students of different shapes and sizes standing around, fully clothed, whatever. And then they introduce one character, I don't remember her name, like Daphne or something like that. I think it's the shot after, yeah. And like the first thing you see is a pan up of her, and she like leans down, and you see cleavage. And like I do believe that character is a little more flirty or whatever. Like it's part of her character, and like that's totally fine. But it is just kind of strange that like the camera doesn't pan up any of these other people. Like, and like I think they're all similar ages. I actually am not sure if they're the same age, but like some of these people look like they're like 6, and some look like they're like 28.
Yeah,
and it's interesting.
That's anime, baby.
That's a problem.
Yeah,
and I think that's the thing. Yeah. Like what it comes back to is it's just the cultural anime kind of thing. Like it's sort of pervasive throughout the medium. So while Fire Emblem's going more anime, that stuff kind of seeps into it.
Yeah, Fire Emblem has kind of had these character designs. I don't know to the extent of like this, because this is more cinematic now. Mm-hmm. Like they've had like the hand drawn art style, like of the silhouettes.
Yeah,
they've traditionally featured like large-breasted women, like a little bit more like revealing. Like they also do like kind of the costume designs for some of the female characters. Like it'll be like medieval fantasy type, where it's just like a skirt that has like the slits on the side. So like obviously like if they do any kind of move, like you're gonna see like an upskirt essentially or whatever. Like
Are you talking about like the 3DS games?
I'm going like older, like Lynn's design, like
So
obviously
like,
like
"Taste my
her swords, like her outfit. Like if she
Yeah.
does any kind of like kick motion or something, like you're seeing everything under there. Like that's just how it's been. They also do a lot of like bulky men, like shirtless. They like to go for that as well. I mean that's very classical style of like the warrior man, like bulging muscles, like some kind of like leather harness thing on the top. I mean it's traditional looking, but like it is also a little bit of like small appeal for that, but like they never go all like too far on that. And I think they've gone more recent entries, they've gone for like a younger, more beautiful look for all the characters, as you were saying, especially like for the male characters. It's like kind of like the pretty boy look and stuff like that. I believe this game has same-sex relationships, but only with women, I believe.
Okay.
I don't think there's I haven't played it yet.
Sure.
I haven't downloaded, I haven't started it, but I read the headline. It said like there is no male option. There's only female. I don't want to get into spoilers for anyone. I'm sorry if that is a spoiler, but
I googled it and it says it's accessible for both male and female main characters.
okay, so it is for both.
But if the female character has a lot more options, so there are more bi or lesbian female characters available.
The point I was trying to make
5-4.
is that they are starting to progress. Like that has been a complaint about the series, that hey, where are the same-sex relationships? Okay, we're getting there. Nintendo seems to be kind of slow on these issues.
Yeah,
they're very at times they seem kind of conservative, or they at least want to stay out of these issues. They want to avoid them altogether and not cause controversy. But by doing that, they're just causing controversy, and people call them out from both sides. And I think this time it's just let's try this out. Let's see how it goes and stuff. And everything is just kind of like, as you said, was a byproduct of Fire Emblem Heroes mobile game. That game obviously presented like a lot of very fan favorite characters. They got like different outfits. They did the seasonal stuff. You got, like you said, the bathing suit, for both the men and the women. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they see like there's a response to, the sexual depiction of their characters. I think they're trying to do it in a way that is not going too offensive, but is like still trying to appeal to a certain fan base as well.
Because that's
and
really what
they're
this
like
is about, right?
they're doing this weird dancing act, and like
Yeah.
and you're seeing like we all have our opinions on this. This is what's happening with it. Like they can no longer avoid this situation, and the more they go in any direction, they're going to get like louder criticisms from one side or the other.
And it's just like it's weird because like with real people, with human beings who can make choices for themselves, like if people make a choice to be in sex work or whatever, that's awesome. That's great. Like if they want to do that, sure. But like these are characters being invented by a bunch of developers, then it's like they can't speak for themselves, these characters. So the representation that you're putting out as the developers are all we have to go on. And so like if you're not giving it like an equal measure, like I'm all about show ass shots, whatever. Like something I super respect about that crappy Batman and Robin, the one where Alicia Silverstone shows up.
Yeah.
They show like they show their pecs and butts and her boobs and butt in equal measure, and so it's like, okay, sure, you're exploiting all of them. Like
the suits even have nipples.
The suits even have nipples.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's hilarious, and like, which is kind of why like there was that controversy about that poster in Cyberpunk, and I actually kind of liked the artist's thing where it's like, because I figured in a truly cyberpunk world, queer bodies would be accepted as so mainstream because like no one would care. It wouldn't matter. Like when people have like spider arms, like if you're trans, it doesn't matter. Like no, you're just part of the world. And like the artist said, in a world like that, trans bodies would be sexualized to sell product like men and women's bodies are, like cis men and women. And I was like, yeah, I buy that. Like in this world, that would for sure happen. And like in a way, that's equal representation, right? In this universe. And so, like, if Fire Emblem introduced the old wizardly guy with, like, here's his dick outline and some sweatpants, the same way they're doing to this woman, it's, it'd be fine. But it's, like, it's so commonplace to do this to feminine bodies that people don't even blink an eye most of the time. And that's where I think the issue lies, because these are fictional characters who can't really speak for themselves necessarily, and it's not in equal measure, Yeah,
that's a good point about the equal representation in terms of if you're going to sexualize characters. Like, give everyone the option to do everything essentially. Like that. I really like that point. And there's a few games, Ian, that like do that, and like you'll see the response to them is like pretty positive because they appeal to all taste. And everyone, you can do what you want, and like that's great. Give everyone options.
I also like it if it's something that you as a player pursue. Like if you're seeking out sexuality in a game, then sure, pay it off, But like, just a random introduction of a teacher with her boobs is like a little thirsty, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, the one thing I didn't think about necessarily though is, you guys are talking about like this relationship pairing up aspect of this game being part of the game. I mean, that's where it gets a little harder to judge for me because it's like at some point, like you do need to have characters that people are going to be attracted to and want to pursue these relationships with. So like what those aspects are going to vary character to character, and that's why you kind of see different characters presented different ways.
What I'm saying is like, because I'm all for like, sure, like think Mass Effect 3 or whatever, where it's like, or Mass Effect 2, like when you pursue that, then you start getting sex scenes and stuff. And like my memory is
sometimes you kind of get it randomly. Oh, you want to like, what? No.
But I mean, imagine like if Fire Emblem's 3 Houses, because the character they introduced right before her, where they start with the boob shot, is like a wizened man tutoring 2 students, and like you immediately like it's shot. You get like a respect kind of vibe, and then it cuts to her boobs, and it's like, if you met her and then started dating her and then saw some shots like that, and like the same things happen with men, whatever, like then I'd be like, sure, whatever, like you're sexually attracted to this person, you're starting to date, whatever, like it's natural to look at each other's bodies. But like when that's the first thing that you see of this woman, it's like the intentions are clear. They're trying to sell this thing to people who are attracted to boobies.
Yeah, the character design, like it doesn't even need that. Like you're gonna see they have like those boobs, just like a character, like a full body shot. But like at least
she could be dressed like that without like calling, having clothes.
Yeah, like
on.
you can show you can do a more tasteful shot that like it's focusing on like the character, not the body part. It's like, hi, like they're a person. Yes, they're attractive, but like get to know the person first, and then as you said, Ian, pursuing them. Like if you pursued that character, maybe get that scene where like, hey, we're in a room together and I'm like kind of like caught looking down at her. It's like, oh, it's that like anime fan service moment because we're trying to have a relationship and stuff. But you also said another thing, Ian. I think it's also very important that I like when companies let the artist speak about their intent with the characters, like get some background on why they created them. Even when it is something that's hyper-sexualized, like even like a 2B's design, like Yoko Taro, and like they got like why did you go with like her outfit like that? It's like, he said, I like cute girls. I wanted a cute girl. Like, just be honest and stuff. Like when you beat around the bush and you try and pull one over on your like on
Quiet
like
from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, like when you try and come up with something a little bullshit, it's like that's just say it. Like just come out and say it. You don't like.
Yeah, we
when you
did
try
not
and
regret our words and deeds. I would say, when it came to Quiet.
Like that's like now you're insulting and you're kind of like degrading your audience, or like you're not taking them seriously.
Yeah, because I would, sure, 2B is hypersexualized, but I would say she's a very good character design.
Yeah, like it's not like they don't introduce her on like an ass shot or something like that. It's her character and everything about 2B. It is about like everything about that character is about their personality, about their relationships with each other. The focus of that game isn't really about on her being a sexy person. It's just that is what it is. For whatever reason, they dress like that. Oh, there's destructible clothing and stuff like that. Yes, okay, that's in there. But if you actually play the game and understand the character, it's more than just there for like eye candy.
And if you put the camera to try to get an upskirt, which I absolutely did because I'm a freaking pervert, she goes like, and like moves away from the camera and like shames you for doing it, which I thought was a fun payoff.
That's pretty funny.
So to close off, like fun letter from Poffin. I think as Damiani said, maybe exaggerated. I think there's a good point under there, and we tried to like attach ourselves to that.
I think instead of pornographic, I think exploitative might be a better
yeah,
word.
that's
exactly yeah.
Like or sexualized, hypersexualized, you know, like because it's not technically it's not pornographic because it's not nude. Right? Like, is that in the maybe that's not in the definition.
The definition is you know it when you see it.
I would Google it, but it'd be hard to Google that at our work computer.
But like using words like pornographic, obscene, like that's like it's always been defined like kind of like it's never been really defined. It's just like abstract definitions, and it's left up to like case by case basis on that type of stuff. It's go with something, be more specific here. Like exploitation, like saying it makes you feel uncomfortable, like that stuff is better than just saying it's pornographic or it's obscene.
I Googled define the word pornographic, and I successfully didn't get any smut. But it said showing or describing naked people or sex in a very open and direct way in order to cause sexual excitement. So they're not naked, but it is very clearly to cause sexual excitement in this case.
Honestly, I think Ian nailed it. And to Prof N, if you want to talk about this with other people, I would suggest using this word, thirsty. I would say Fire Emblem Three Houses is a thirsty game. And I think everybody can agree on that. And then we work from there and we see how we feel about it from there. It's a thirsty strategy game. It's the craziest thing.
I thought that's what a lot of people liked about it.
It's what do you find about appealing to this? And I think you can push the thirstiness too far. I think it is unappealing to a lot of people because of this stuff, because of the word anime, right? Like some people don't want to try Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely like a turnoff to some people, and in some it's justifiably so. Like there's no two ways about it, but at the same time, there is a way to have this dialogue without coming off like being exaggerating. Like if you want to have a dialogue with someone and make them understand what your problems are with this, you have to be able to communicate with them so that they understand you and will take you seriously. Yeah. There are obviously going to be people out there that are never going to like hear you out and stuff, and like those people aren't worth your time. But there are people out there who maybe like if you say it like this, they're going to be like react more like severely. They're going to be like, oh, that's a joke, man. You're like, who's going to take you seriously? But like if you talk to them on a level they can understand and be like, okay, maybe I see your points. Like maybe I will reevaluate how I look at this as well. Like that's like the ultimate goal there is you want someone to see your point and reevaluate and potentially maybe change their mindset and stuff. But if you go about it too extreme, you're just no one's gonna talk and you're just gonna like you're wasting your time at that point. Might as well not say anything.
Yeah, but I mean like this game definitely does kind of fall into that thing that assumes that the like heterosexual male gaze is sort of like the default. And it's interesting because like a lot of queer voices in games like that are making games like Lady Killer in a Bind or Dream Daddy or whatever, like these are sexual games as well. But you just notice that like the gaze is different. You know what I mean? Like it has like a kind of different. It's more like consensually thirsty, which I find way more interesting anyway.
I like that term.
There's actually
a good term. This is a good term.
There's a really fun board game called Consentical, which is about consensual sex between a human and a alien.
Pass.
It's actually a really fun game.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's cute.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's a good term. We're going to continue to use that. It is now time for bets, however. Madden NFL 20 will be released for everybody on August 2nd. No, will be released to everyone else on August 2nd, is I guess the most accurate way to say that. Because if you do EA Access and all that, you get it early or pre-order, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to go to NFL.com. I'm going to try to buy some jerseys. I'm going to rank these jerseys by popularity. Where will cover boy Patrick Mahomes rank amongst the top-selling jerseys? Daniel Bloodworth.
I just put it'll be in the M's because I don't know, man.
Wait, what? Is that like 11 billion like on Celebrity Jeopardy?
So Bloodworth's like medium?
Yeah,
No,
like that's what
just
I thought
M.
too.
Oh, like
M for Mahomes.
alphabetically.
Yeah.
So you're saying they won't rank it by popularity?
Oh, sure.
I guess if they don't rank it by popularity, Bloodworth wins the bet.
What did you wager? Texas.
Yep. All right, Damiani, go ahead.
Like, the 8th spot.
The 8th spot. Brad.
My gateway into football is through Kyle.
There we go.
Kyle loves Mahomes.
Yeah.
I believe in Mahomes. Don't even know what the hell the guy looks like, but he's on the cover. Number 3, baby.
Nice, Brad. Thank you, dude. I could not let Mahomes down. He's going to be number 1, no question.
No.
Sorry,
believer.
every other athlete. Mahomes is number 1. Eating.
I did 4.
Okay.
Kyle, did you look at this site before doing this?
No.
I just did.
I thought it would be cheating. I thought it'd be cheating if I did that.
I just did since I'd already written down my thing.
Uh-huh.
I am.
Oh, you're right. We all have. We all have.
I'm interested to see how what happens by next week.
Okay, so it does rank jerseys, though?
You can look by top sellers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top
Cool.
sellers,
Tap.
number
All right.
1.
All right. Yeah, he's going to have a lot of new fans by this time next week is what I figure, you know?
Yeah.
Kyle, you made me a fan.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's going to be a Mahomes fan after this. We got 2 bets to settle. First, we should do this
Oh,
old bet,
yeah.
this
Also,
crusty old
jerseys are really expensive. Good
Yep.
lord.
Yeah, they
Ian,
are.
it's a big biz.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
merch, baby.
Sports, baby.
You could buy a third of a synth module for this.
Wait, is that how much synth modules are?
Oh, yeah.
They're like $300 a piece. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, Kyle.
All right. We'll dig you out. All right. So we're talking about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. We had a bet about how many women would be on the back of the box. Jones bet 6. Brad bet 3. I bet 3. Ian bet 12. The actual number of women, 7.
Ooh.
Because the back of the box has the big group shot as one of its 3 screenshots.
okay.
And then the
Gotcha.
other 2 of them come from the Black Order. Last week's bet was about Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And I was going to go to opencritic.com, look at the 10 most recent reviews. How many times would I see the word anime? Blood, you bet 6. Ben bet 3. Huber bet 1. I bet 4. Ian bet 6. The actual number is 8.
Who took the winners?
Now, if you're keeping track, that's 2 winners. That's 2 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For British Gorillas, if 2 people land on the same number coincidentally and both win the bet, that's 2 points. So that brings our totals to Scrappy Little Pig 17. Gorgeous Gorillas 14. Yeah. What sucked is that like it's the
So
first.
who won the first one? The
That was Jones.
Jones.
Jones
Okay.
won that. Jones isn't here, so basically it'll be up to
pigs.
Ian and Blood, right, to split up the responsibilities. Split it. What sucked about that is if anime's in the first 4 reviews and then not in any of the back 6. But one person said it 4 times
Yeah, I
in their
knew
review.
that's the way it's gonna
aesthetic.
go.
Yeah, that's the way it always
Was
goes.
it an anime site review?
Not even an anime site.
Anime.com.
The anime site said it 0 times because it's like redundant.
Yes.
There you go.
There
They
was,
know
like-
why you're here.
Yeah. Okay, so before we go, let me tell you a little bit about patreon.com/easyallies. That is where you would go if you want to receive this podcast early. If you want it on Wednesdays as opposed to Fridays, check out the $5 tier. If you just want to see what kind of stuff we do and want to support us in any other way, check out that website, patreon.com/easyallies. Lots of tiers, lots of rewards, lots of easy allies, lots of these people making more videos about video games. So, Ian and Bloodworth. Ian, since it's been a while since you've won, let's give you first draft of whether you do Twitter handle, support a video, have final word, or give your sign off.
I'll do a video.
Okay, Blood, what do you want?
I'll Sign off.
Okay, Ian, what do you want?
Final word, I guess.
Okay, so Blood, kick us off with your Twitter handle.
My Twitter handle is @dbloodworth2.
Ian, what video do you want to promote?
Ian and Don Hit the Beach 3, baby. We made a video, and it was a lot of fun. But also be excited for Thursday night. Yeah. And then I do final word.
No, you got to tell us
He did
what's.
two. He did two.
You got to tell
I
us
did
what Thursday
too.
night is. You can't do that.
If you've seen the tease at Easy Living, Don and I are going to get together. We're going to watch Busted Trifecta as a big, long movie. And then we're going to premiere episode 7 without talking over it. And then we're going to talk over it. So it's going to be great.
Extremely exciting.
So if it's Friday, this already happened.
Yeah,
For you.
go look
There you
for
go.
Busted
So-
Trifecta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back in time, look for it.
It is a wild, wild horse racing show.
Wow.
Don Casanova, genius.
Yeah. Basically, he took his own internal RP from playing a horse racing PS1 game and turned it into a whole series. It's truly interesting. Your final word, Ian. Not sign off, but yeah, final word.
Sexuality is good.
Mm-hmm.
Exploitation is bad.
Daniel Bloodworth, your trademark sign off.
We'll see you before the next blood moon rises.
What I'm not a humongous fan of is Final Fantasy VII. What I am a huge fan of is marketing campaigns.
Sexy.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. View Sonic, Able Gamers, Car Keys Express, El Fanis, Hogue Law, Uniqlo, Jojo Denko, Greg Kettering, Accounts Payable, Caleb Crawford, O.M. Hochstetler, Nick, Walker Hope, Will Schmuck, Mark Dalga, Bradley Spees, Arise, Myself and My Shadow, Jay Shee, Paulo Costabel, Jake Musser, Richard G. Flowers, Beaten Down Brian, Dave Red, Zachary Wingate, Jan Tyson, Ken Layer, Corey Jackson, Professor Metal Gear, Dan Sebring, Michael Bisegli, Andrew Reif, Sigma, Tim O'Keefe, Ethan R.C., Mick Roper, Robert Stoffel, Hayden Hargraves, Valmar, Damnable Nook, Anti-Ataraxia, Ali Cat, Happy Gaming, Chum Nguyen, Miguel Rivas, Discarded Digit, Thomas Wigginton Jr., Neil Bruce, Matthew Pauling, Gino A. Leet, Blue, James Vitt, Jason A. Sackle, Luke Bennett, Candy Coated Thorns, G. Levin, G. Ken, Stephen Thomason, Yasser Kurbushi, Hitman 47, Ryan Anderson, Sam G., Marcel Giru 17 Froelich, Samsa Stormbomb, Alex AI, S-Snake 24, Niz Klojgard, Joe, Rack, John Burns, Samuel Justice, Brad Lohman, DRD 7 of 14, Brad Grenz, Todd Yurkovic, Joe Burns, Patrick Chong, Travis Gajowski, Sam Handrick, Andy Drew, Rickster EXE, Lars Berger, Jordan Kirk, Steve Fallon, Stephen Last, HMS May Cry, The Banana Forklift Killer, Joachim Morovuo, Mango, Kelvin Hartanto, Marcel Markov, David Wen, Jesper Lawson, Oni Blackmage, Matthew Holcomb, Daryl Schramm, Brent Phillips, Catherine Lai, Gary James, John Santoro, Neuromod, Robert Crouch, Jesse Blue, Mikhail Aniel, Ritz 1906, Jeffrey Ruchtenwald, Noah Weinstein, Rainier Dennis Bautista, Wavering Radiant, V8 Dave, Eric Gustafson, Paul Sway, Toasty Soul, Christian Hundorf, Tony Knox, Isun Chor, Forrest, Caleb Ledoux, Mike Hook 1, Vilar, Mauricio Fuentes, Token Gamer, Ian Ladarzik, Brian Foster, The Classiest Hobo, Vokaiser, Madman Kevin, Zintrax, Corey Landega, Unlucky Irish, Modren, Pooh Strongbeard, Ganzak 009, Paul Bishop, Travis Miosi, Carl Williams, Jalen Scott, Jake in Japan, Brandon White, Sean Mackey, Gabriel Aberg, Morpheus, Reed Johnson, Joe Rutsky, Nergal 131, Manuel Thomas, Adam Sharonbrock, Not Jack, Kurzistav Rogowski, Volker Bach, James Vest, Allison Burt, Janny Markula, Bjornar Haraldsvik, Blake Bonsack, Sean Day Almeida, Cisco Ace Jackson Garcia, Trizac, Wouter DeHaze, Matthew Holmes, Eric Maynard, Fabian Winkler, General Piet, Hassan Kiat, Leon Keys, Raymond Lee, Clay Roberts, JC3, Adam Lindsay, Shiana Metz, Faraz Rizvi, Jared Wheeler, Jeff Easton, Dakota Hayes, Matthew Brown, Zoostic, Don Turner, Masuki211, Alexander Zirianov, Aaron Kirk, Jesse Fish, Paul Nolson, Jason Joint, Edison S. Prada Jr., Alexander Breveglieri, Sarah Wampler, Dimitri Zetas, Travis Ing, Ahmad Al-Rashed, Butt Puddin, Tuttle, Furious Action Gamer, Jonathan and Amy Alconis, Stuart Siddall, Michael Shriver, Haley Hill, Andrew Stoke, There Is No Dana, Only Zool, Evan Eng, Joshua Vanswall, Kyle Quintero, Sebastian Trier, Aurelien Grenier, Michael Pliskin, Bonnie and Jason Connor, BBC Chan, Wen Beauchamp, Stephen Walther, Kevin Camposano, Carla Zuniga, Diggles, Ryan Cohen, XWF Outlaw, Circean Studios, Ibrahim Sozer, Jack Cullen, Momo Rashid, Rickard Enbaum, Michael Clendenan, Bread Roll Art, Sean German Efficiency Clinton, Lee Young, Timo Yeager, Lindsay Wells, Eddie Reisner, Chase Caldwell, Paulkin Stirs and Stirs, Nicholas Kroboth, Barry, Mikey Mizek Novak, Joey Din, Luca Martini, Gon Kef, Adam Henry, Ms. Racy, Beautiful Kai, Sean Rowe, Caffeine Rage, David Kennedy, Strikeout NZ, Michael Lay, Kenneth Procius, Mike Calvi, Anthony Daniel Galvin, Daniel Wong, Hadi Ali, Jameson Anderson, Vincent Foliat, Hutchitron, Ahab, Neobear, Sebastian Olsen, Matthew Migler, Santiago Carrillo, Alex Glass, Junya Motomura, Mylene LaPearl Vanass, Delisi, Tim Strothman, Mithers Strongbeard, Nycrypt, Mons Anderson, Ivan Skogheim, Jay Aldiar, Morgan Worth, Sam Sorensen, Awesome Express, Matt Ferguson, Vishal Singh, Helen Y., Felipe Aguilera, William Heaney, Krista Lundmark, Tim Mann, David Erdy, Chris the Pianist, Michelle Nubb, Michael Stevens, Sandra and Richard Acero, Andrew Smith, Pablo Rodriguez, Matthew Colomb, Jordan Phillips, Philip Klarskov Jensen, Sun Pham, Jamie Z., David Amaro, Alex Monaco, Jacob Lobaum, Arthur Henrique Chinaglia, Zach Kaczynski, Jameson Lapine, Nuno Amaral, David Boyarsky, Rahiv Maharaj, Ryan Wagner, Pete Cerny, Joachim Wiederberg, Christopher Santos, Extravaganza, Gali Gutierrez, Chris LaRue, The Fatty Show, Jason Shields, Sud Al-Masafir, Elianola, Stephen Cassell, Remy Loisel, Michael Kozachenko, Michael Bologna, Peter Shoemaker, Repus Edud, Irvin De La Torre, Max Harms, Cyberboa, Christoph Fatui, Azazel Valkyrie, GW Fox, Jeffrey Murillo, Mazrim Tame, Chris Bennett, Liam Ahern, Crediar, Jesse Vitelli, A Pack of Puppies, V. Cura Ray, Tristan Howard, Jason I, Ronka Q, Sean Cornett, Andy Marks, Jeremiah Snowden, Materia Addict, Robert I, Will Arrowwood, Tyler Wallace, Julius Garcia, Gustav Strombohm, Christoph Packlinger, Alex Lavanier, Joe Frantic, Ian Anderson, Nefertiti Jenkins, Malcolm Moschette, Adam, Joel Olson, Quinn Riley, Robert Ori Einerson, Christopher Donnelly, Michael Rebelato, Matt Karwoski, Logan Young, Trevor Thomas, Matthias Clare, Self-Imposed Illegitimate Child, Joel Short, Marco Hernandez, Magnus Rasmussen, Defeated Hero, Clinton Hayes, Sino, Jose Gutierrez, Tense George, Domini Brown, Chad McIntosh, Bunny Chen, Isaac Swanson, Joey and Kate, Raymond Chow, Ian Anderson, Zahid Hosseini Karami, DanPan16, C.S. Lewis, Orugachino, Splontot, Ulf himself, Jana, Roy Sung, Kim Monk Vonderleith Hagensen Petersen, Colin Hoylman, Reed Marlett, Thorfkin, Jethrin, Max His Shame Turman, Shanley Ladia, Rerun, Linson Wu, Luis Ibarra, Philip Higdon, Max Cannon, Spencer Stevens, Russell Bateman, BM5, Daniel Fuchs, Ivan Ponce, Jay Potter, Austin Nowak, Christopher A. Butler, Richard Johnston, Sean Essen, Sebastian Urban, Matt Ford, Alec Church, Culinary Stud, Michael Yao.